Meet Mike. He's been following the plan for weeks, but nothing feels like it's working. He logs the numbers like he's supposed to, but there's nothing behind it anymore. Just habit, not hope. Let's start with the most common mistake, the one that stalls fat loss for almost everyone. Mike thought cutting more calories would speed things up, so he dropped his intake to 1,500 a day. The scale moved at first, but then everything crashed. He was exhausted, hungry, and stuck. But the real issue was happening under the surface. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that extreme calorie restriction significantly lowers T3, the thyroid hormone that drives your metabolic rate, and raises cortisol, the stress hormone. It also triggers gluconeogenesis, where the body breaks down muscle to make glucose. So instead of burning fat efficiently, his body started breaking down muscle and slowing everything down to conserve energy. A better strategy is a moderate deficit, around 300 to 500 calories below maintenance. That's enough to burn fat without triggering a full stress response. T3 stays stable, cortisol stays balanced, and muscle tissue is preserved. To calculate your target intake, use your total daily energy expenditure. The Mifflin-Seat-Giore equation gives a solid estimate based on your age, weight, height, sex, and activity level. Then subtract 300 to 500 calories to land in the fat loss zone without slowing your metabolism. Fat loss doesn't require suffering, it requires precision. Like the video if this helps, and subscribe for weekly science-based training. Mike figured if he just trained harder, he'd burn more fat. So he committed to a brutal routine. Weights 6 days a week, cardio every morning, barely taking rest days. And at first, it worked. The fat started coming off. His workouts felt productive. But a few weeks in, it started to break down. He was constantly tired, his sleep quality tanked, and eventually, he quit. Research published in the Journal of Sports Sciences shows that high-frequency training without recovery suppresses testosterone, lowers neuromuscular function, and increases the risk of overtraining, especially during energy restriction. When testosterone drops, muscle protein synthesis slows, and motivation declines. Without enough rest, the nervous system becomes overstimulated, fatigue accumulates, and performance suffers. Over time, this makes adherence harder, and adherence is the single strongest predictor of long-term fat loss success. The solution isn't to train less, it's to train with purpose. 3 to 4 focused strength sessions per week, with full recovery and progressive overload, is enough to maintain muscle, drive fat loss, and keep hormones in check. Cardio should be included, but it needs to support recovery, not compete with it. Moderate intensity cardio, like Zone 2 training, done 3 to 5 times per week, that's what makes results sustainable. After pushing himself too hard and burning out, Mike made the opposite mistake. He stopped doing cardio altogether. He figured if training too much was the problem, then cutting back completely would help him recover. So he focused only on lifting and tried to keep his steps up, but skipped structured cardio entirely. At first, it felt great. Less fatigue, more energy. He thought he was finally balancing his routine, but after a few weeks, his fat loss plateaued. Research published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that consistent low-intensity aerobic training increases mitochondrial efficiency and fat oxidation without interfering with recovery. When structured cardio is removed, the body's oxidative systems begin to stagnate. Mitochondria, the energy producers in muscle cells, don't adapt, and fat oxidation stays low. Over time, total daily energy expenditure drops as the body adjusts to a sustained caloric deficit. The fix isn't high-intensity intervals or hour-long runs. It's doing 3 to 5 sessions a week of moderate cardio, like incline walking, cycling, or rowing, at around 60 to 70% of your max heart rate, just enough to build your engine without burning it out. Mike was consistent. He stayed in a calorie deficit for weeks, tracking his food, training hard, doing everything right. But the longer he stayed in that deficit, the harder it got. His mood dipped, cravings took over, and eventually, his progress just stopped. He kept telling himself to push through, but the truth was, his body had stopped listening, and his mind wasn't far behind. Research published in the International Journal of Obesity and Cell Metabolism found that prolonged calorie restriction triggers hormonal suppression and a metabolic slowdown far beyond what's explained by fat loss alone. When you remain in a deficit for too long, your body shifts gears into survival mode. Leptin levels plunge, driving hunger up. Even your dopamine sensitivity decreases, reducing motivation and drive. It's not that your diet isn't working, it's that your body is adapting, trying to conserve energy. The solution isn't to grind harder, it's about timing your strategy smarter. Research-backed methods like planned diet breaks or even a single maintenance calorie day each week can significantly restore leptin and T3, rebalance hormones, and allow your nervous system to recharge. This isn't cheating, it's strategic optimization. One carefully placed maintenance day can reduce fatigue, improve consistency, and reignite stalled fat loss, all without pushing yourself to burnout. And if you want to train like real athletes or figure out what made our ancestors so strong, check out these videos next.